Concept cars are a big part of any world-class auto show, and this year's event in Shanghai is also no exception. Concept cars offer a look at the future and changes to the ways we will use vehicles. I spent some time at Auto Shanghai to get a glimpse at some of the features we might see in our cars in the next 5 to 20 years. Held once every 2 years, Auto Shanghai has already become the most important platform for automobiles here in China. There's no doubt anyone who comes to the fair, no matter he is a car fan or someone who works in the media, they will focus their attention on concept cars. While the computer and internet technology is so popular and so widely applied in our daily lives, what are the amazing points that we can find in the cars here at the Auto Shanghai 2015? We find out right here. There are about a dozen concept cars showcased here at the Auto Shanghai. And I believe this car behind me, is the most sophisticated and most popular among all the visitors. Mercedes F015. Actually, it has already been driven on the road. We can see at the Laureus Award ceremony, tennis superstar Li Na was actually riding it. So it's not only a concept, it's actually a concrete model. To help us know more about the features of those concept cars and also the amazing points that we can know about the concept cars, we have a special guest, Anthony Lau from TNS. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Talking about future, one of the most important features for concept cars or for future cars is that you no longer have to drive it, because auto drive will be so popular maybe in 5 or 10 years. Actually, this car can realize that.
Yes, it can. It gives you the option of autonomous driving where nobody has to be in control of the car and the car is able to bring you from point A to point B.
And there have been a lot of discussions about when we can really fulfill or realize the dream of autonomous driving. Maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years. So what is your prediction?
Autonomous driving is something that is going to come up very quickly, and that we can see that the technology to allow autonomous driving is already present. Now, of course, what happens next then is to have consumers to be able to understand and accept the technology and embrace it. Then autonomous driving would really reach a critical mass and take off at a very large scale.
In ordinary cars, we can see a lot of physical and concrete buttons that you can press to control your window and to turn on the music for everything. But now in this car, F105, there are no concrete buttons. Instead, we see touch screens.
What is interesting to see is that in the future, the touchscreen is not something that is just in the central dashboard or behind the headrest or the rear passenger seat. All the surfaces that can be in a vehicle can then become a touchscreen. But what is also interesting is the greater amount of space that can be used. The layout of how the seats can be arranged, of how space can be interpreted and used in the car can become a lot different from what is available currently.
Sometimes when we talk about high technology, we say that cars are equipped with a computer. But there is also a saying that in the near future, the car will no longer be cars. They will be moving computers.
In the near future, we can see that the car can become more than just a means of transportation. It becomes a mobile living space. You can choose to drive or not to drive. You can choose while not driving to be in touch with your family, to watch your latest TV show, or to catch up at work. It is the options that they are being provided by the technology that allows you to have better control and better use of your time, and that helps improve the quality of living.
I gotta say, I was pretty much amazed by the futuristic features of the Mercedes F015 concept car. But I have to say, some of those features are really 20 or 30 years beyond this point. Now let's go back in time a little bit and find out what the cars will be like in 5 years' time, and I have a friend here to help us know more about that. Leo from Johnson Controls.
Hello, Jason. You're right, Mercedes is actually looking far ahead into the future, but Johnson Controls ID15 is a near-term solution to the wave of autonomous products that are hitting the market in about 5 years.
You're indicating that in 5 years' time, we can actually realize auto drive.
Yes, that's what the market is communicating. That's what our OEM customers are actually telling us, that in about 5 years, they will be able to deploy this technology to the market.
So Leo, please show me how this car can auto drive me, because I've never let the car drive me.
Okay, Jason, let's go on a ride. So we have two options to access autonomous drive. One button, the steering wheel. one on the floor console. Let's try the button on the steering wheel. You can notice that the dashboard, there is a light that also indicates a change of state. So you can see we're getting to autonomous now. The steering wheel drops 150 millimeters into the dashboard. The seat slides slightly behind, giving you a wealth of space. When you're on autonomous, you get to relax and you get to be more active and more productive.
So you have those features designed in your car.
We had to think a lot about that. A lot of the features we realized are mainly packaged on the floor console of the vehicle. One cool thing we have is this tray.
Tray table.
Exactly. Now you get to work, you get to eat, but most importantly, you have a flat surface that allows you to do all that while the vehicle is driving you.
When we are in auto drive mode, when we have a couple of people sitting in the second row, we need to communicate with them.
Well, so when you're in autonomous, we believe that driver and passengers will have more time to interact. And so we created a swing seat back.
Okay, that's cool.
And then when swing back rotates, it will give you that freedom to be able to better communicate with your passengers and the passengers in the rear as well.
Very complicated in technology, but so easy to use.
Absolutely, that's the idea.
No matter what you are looking for, a luxury car, a concept car, or the car that you can afford on a daily basis, you can have it all at the 2015 Auto Shanghai. And the exhibition is open to the general public this weekend, so you still got time. Get a ticket and join the party.